I'm not making a contract, but I'm doing so. Here, so I don't teach you daily, nor do what that. We are teach you Bible. Your choice to offer to you. I don't get involved in that. Now, in this case, now, pastor comes and the pastor says, I'm proud to marry these two people. They were in the church for so long. Youth president and the youth secretary. They are good people. Look how the department has grown, and they are fit for each other. Getting married. Okay. So, having some problem. All right. I'm having some problems. That's the young people calling, all right? So here's what's going to happen now. I'm just saying, right? Traditional churches, and that's so for all of them. Right with me? I don't talk about what you need to go to, what choice you need to make. It's not my prerogative. You go decide what you want to do yourself. No, right here, no, right? I'm starter. Father, call you. Let's start. Okay, let me pray for you. Bring down the body. Let's pray for you. All right? Let's pray for you. That's traditional church. No. Remember now that we got the youth president and the youth secretary, not so? You start to get married. You just don't come back to church for a long time. You know what, right? From the life, no, keep them out of church again. You youth president and you secretary. Right? Usually these groups don't come back to church because they are now taken up with marital activities. So they used to usually perform, they're not performing much anymore. Right? So the problem starts up. One, the pastor can't fix it, you only can pray about it for you. Now, let's put it one different way. The church is like a car's salesman. They encourage you to buy a car. They tell you how fast the car is. They tell you how much gas you can save out there. Tell you all of these things that's good to do. You buy the car. You need car parts. Go back to the dealer. Church say, we don't carry those parts. No, we don't carry those parts. Okay, if we buy the parts, your mechanic can fix it. No, we don't have no concern in that church either. So one, you promote the thing, you sell the thing, and can fix it when it happens. This is what church is today. I ask you, I tell you that. In church, you're involved in telling you to go look somebody, you see, a problem that. You must decide on your own if you want to go do what you want to do. I will teach my class. People get up and go do what they want to do. I them good luck that. But if you come to the counseling now, it's a different story that now. All right? Because under the teacher, you know you come before, right? I counsel, come before. All right? I'm going to tell you when we they see. And if I see a red flag, no matter how you bleach it white, it's still red. Right? But it is. No, I am saving my edit for that phone call. All right? And I'm going to tell you as it is. I'm going to tell you this to say, you see Jesus? You see Jesus? He does both things. He says one, some choose to get married, let them marry. Some choose to be eunuch, let them be eunuch. Why doesn't the church preach and teach and encourage singleness? Why they don't do that? As if for singleness is a bad thing. They push it as if singleness is a bad thing. Singleness is a beautiful thing. Marriage is a beautiful thing. Both of them good. And the church only push one side. I think that is not good and that's not fair. You can look in the Bible, right? And you have seen.
People always, I face this a lot where some of my own friends, when you're going through things, they don't think I'm worthy of giving as advice to them as a single person. And I say, you're right, once you're married. But I'm saying to them, I can still see through the lens of somebody who was not married, never been married. But at the same time, I think people feel because you're in this situation, it means they can't relate or you don't understand. Sometimes this advice comes from people that are in the opposite situation, believe it or not. And I know, yes, because I'm sitting here married, you know, married, bless the Lord. It might seem like, but if I could live my life over, I'm going to sit with them, good while, then you could have married.
What to find this, everybody, right? The choices of people need to make in life. I believe the church providing information and people make the decision. Right. And remember this thing, Simone, right? That many people are trying to avoid fornication
Yeah.
The title only change from fornication to adultery because they still not behave themselves anyways.
It's like the classification name to the verse that also about the burning of lust. So
Yeah.
the verse.
It's better to marry than to burn. Better to marry than to burn.
Better to marry than to burn. Hold on, right? Don't misunderstand Paul. There's a context to it. And it was a terrible context. Right? Because to marry, to prevent burning, are not true. Let me oppose Paul. You know what's funny, married out that door?
Yes.
So that don't fix the problem. It is self-control that do the job. Paul's context, let's look at what Paul really addressed. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Let's look at the context.
What verse?
Oh, verse 1, I think.
It is reported commonly that there is fornication.
So hold on, right? But Paul says that, you say commonly, a word of complain about the same thing. Read on.
Fornication is, as it's not so much.
Well, I know. Not with the people what I don't know, them are gonna say, I sure you them are right.
Not one of them is why.
Well, I know, and I church is another. The son in there, they sleep with his father wife. And Paul said that not with the still don't do this.
Yeah.
And one complaint that was our complaint I get about it. So it was our practice in the Corinthian church. The Corinthian church was a very problematic church.
Yes.
With a communion wearing hot,
Yeah.
speaking tongues.
Yes.
Greece, Alexander.
Yeah.
Right. That's okay, right? The solution. So now the context now, this is chapter 7 now. Chapter 7 now, when they come from chapter 5. When you say, look, you know, why you do just go marry your own. But then he goes on down the bottom and speaks some more about those things and so on. But I will tell you this. If it is sexual desire you want to satisfy or you wish to get married, I can tell you this. You now fix your problem. It's all in your heart, in your mind. What is it you want to do? You have to understand that self-control is the key thing here. Paul is saying that because of that present circumstance. Because there are many people who will go married. When they do it for a woman. Right? But that's not going to solve the submission problem, the subject in itself. And at the end of the day, people, you cannot look to marriage to solve your problems. I'm not going to say that marriage not solve problems, but let's just say that you got married because you're trying to make ends meet. You're getting married and the ends get wider. All right? Oh, I'm going to marry because I need some companion. Tony in the house. They're on TikTok. Oh, more somebody to talk to. You know what sports and the read newspaper? You're the crusher. So don't believe that there's a guarantee for your problems to be fixed. You're gonna get married for one selfish reason. And this will be a son.
So what are all of those that you listed, sir? Why should we?
You should get married because you should get married, Africa, because you have asset that you like to share with somebody, you got asset that you like to share with someone. You'd like to make somebody's life better and you can do it.
But that's not come on materialistic.
That's not materialistic. It's about that I am this person, you're that kind of person, and I can share with you can share with me, and we can make people's life better. It's not. If you're freeing up, you already planned from up. But what I'm trying to say, Africa, is this, right? That I can tell you this, right? If you see a guy or a guy see a girl and you talk with them enough, you do dating and steady, no? Start off a dating. Hold on, no. Start off a dating. Then you're gonna steady dating. Dating is this. You see somebody, you set a date and a time. Dating. Set a date, a time. Meeting up on Miss Mary shop, we're gonna buy some bag juice, I want to sell like crackers. That's dating. But you can make date with another person if you want to. Or you make date with another person. That's dating. Dating. Over these few years I've been dating, I find someone that I think I can settle along with now. That is now steady dating. Where I am now dating with this one individual. And then now within your steady dating, now you might want to do it what we call group dating also. Because group dating is healthy too. So you do group dating now to see how you respond with you amongst other guys. Or how you respond with other, vice versa. So still they respond in the group dating. Because now they might watch and say, you talk to the one that too often. These things come in their marriage. But you never really got through the process. You move from dating to marriage. So you go dating, you study dating, you do your group dating inside there. So because if you marry somebody who is jealous, that is it. You can't talk to nobody, you can't get no phone call.
Yeah.
And they never in a bathroom, they take phone call. Anyway.
No.
So you go through dating, you study dating, you do your group dating. Then now you realize we have been dating for such a long time. I think we now need to go into courting. Courting is the way you're involved now, maybe a professional counselor now to guide you through this part of the journey. It depends on your marriage, it depends on your maturity level. Depends on maturity level. Right? So they're going to courting now. The courting does involve what we call a supervisor that is there with you and all of that and something there. So the person is not there to make sense and not do nothing about them, just there for you watch. To see for you what you're not seeing right for yourself for that person. And then support, may lead now to engagement that leads now to marriage. So I do believe in the process. If you don't have time for the process, trust me, you don't go in and come out.
You do courting? You do courting as in like you're the middleman?
Yeah. I supervise a lot of personal courting right now. So the bottom line is the right, that I'm telling you right, it is good. I'm going to share something, right? I'm going to share something. Look at this, right, everybody? Why we are so, when in church, business place in a push marriage, You go in a push marriage, A church push marriage. No, hold on now. Now, let us say, right, that we start having some multiple accidents on the roadway now. I mean, a lot of people meet accidents regularly. I mean, like, means I make up something, yeah? And then now we realize, wait. The people who they drive tractor trailer now, are some 14-year-old people get license to drive tractor trailer. And we have accidents on the road now. You can't blame the 14-year-old. You have to blame this one, you give them the license. Because let me do another scenario. University of the West Indies start taking students in their school now. Since the past 3-4 years, everybody has failed. Everybody has failed. Can't blame the teachers.
No.
You have to blame the people who do the interview. Yes. Can you manage this? No. You never go to basic school. You never go primary school.
Right.
You know, we're not here, so and you want to come to university?
Yes, true. That's where the problem is.
And then you're still getting one can't pass nothing. And now the university integrity falls because many people feel now. No, look at the church.
No.
We boast that God is the one who institutionalized marriage. We are here as an interviewer for you to come into God's institution. And we are not paying any attention to it. So the people who call themselves the counselors who put people in marriage, this is where the problem lies, because if you tell the people the truth, say what it is. I mean, these are not the days of damage. I can tell you this, my first marriage that I did was in the year 1990. And after 1990, I did not do one book for 2 years. The real book people. I never got marriage office, I never marriage license at the time. I never have any. And I met this couple, young pastor, young pastor, you know, say one who's a young pastor. So they come to me and say they wanted to get married. Like Saturday, like yesterday, Saturday, they came to me and said, want to get married. I said, no problem, man. Call up one of my friends, he said, yes, he'll come up to do the wedding. Saturday they come, right? So 1 week apart. So he came, he did the marriage. 1 week, 7 days, from Saturday to Saturday. He came up, he did the wedding. The Sunday after that, around 1 in the morning, I got a phone call. I'm come out, walk, go for the yard. I will never forget this sight, never forget it. So I walk into the house. So there was a settee right here, and then the kitchen is down there. So and there's like a hall right here, and you walk upstairs. I never forget the settee, never forget it. The red settee. And the girl was sitting in the settee. The guy was standing up down there. One other bottle, one other fork. I realized they were fighting. So they got married yesterday. Right? Was the first marriage. Now I, inquired a little bit what's happening, and they tell me what's going on. And I said, for the first time in my life, and this was the reason I stopped all of that for 4 years. I said to them, so how long you live together? No, they have a house together, they have car, they have children. So how long have you been together? 14 years. And then my second question was, how long have you been fighting? For 14 years. I talk to them and just kind of said to them, don't fight and all. I never know much to say. Come young and all, I said no fight and all, I don't know. So the Monday now I called my friend who did the marriage and I said, bro, the people who were married, Saturday, them a fight and all of that. And my pastor virgin said to me, don't feel bit of that. Wow. I will never forget it.
What did he say?
That's none of my business, said them a fight. He looked at me and said, your job is to get them married. They have to live them life. That was the Monday. I went home. When me said, me couldn't go. Me just outside. Because I cannot imagine that me put two people together when they fight. And the two people that don't go together, their family no involvement. And I'm me, put them in there. And my friend said to me, I'm not figuring these things out. I mean, so me ponder the thing for 4 years, me don't know wedding, me don't know counseling, nothing. I mean, say the thing knock me out. I mean, knock me down. I mean, because me can't say how me do the wedding. I'm not still involved with where they're going. You understand me? And we just, and then other people wanted to get married too during that 4 years. And I said, no, not doing any counseling, not to apply for marriage officer's license, nothing. And then around the 3.5 years down the road and so on, I had a lot of people coming for counseling and that. And then I going out to the 3.5 years, going out to 4 years, I started to do 1-1-1-1 counseling. And then I applied now for my marriage officer's license only because the community, there are people there that wanted counseling. And after 4 years, kind of the whole guilt, when it kind of the guilt and kind of the wear off now, me kind of come back to my senses and so on. And I decided I will never, ever, ever counsel a person without asking questions anymore. Sure. For those of you who would have seen my book, you'd have seen the questions in there, right? Over 100 odd questions. Nearly 200.
What's sort of necessary?
I tell you this. And I said to myself, I will never ever counsel a person alone again. And so I surrounded my counseling office. That's why we started this office. And it was designed for counselors. And I designed and I said, one, I will never alone counsel from a pastoral perspective. So I included in it one forensic psychologist. So People that counsel you and say it no look right, you get called up. They should tell you, or she needs medication or he is medication. Right? Then I have child psychologist. So if you got children and you're gonna come for counseling, what about you have children separately, right? Especially separately. That child is a part of the counseling session too. Fast forward, let me just go quickly. So when you get married, right, you don't understand that that child is going to go through bereavement, death of a parent. They will not have you as they used to before. They don't know where they can run in their room as they want to know more. They can understand that they can jump on you anymore. They can understand where they like the door. They don't understand. They don't understand why breakfast changed and why I said they cook this out. And so you said then they act out now. They're not act out. They're not act out. They have lost a parent. They are in bereavement. And you never involve them in the counseling. So I don't do that anymore. Your children never come in here too. Do you understand what we're doing? Do you understand how to do it?
The problem.
And them to understand when I recommend that everybody go out every now and then, you understand me, son? So I got the two psychologists right here, so then I have one lawyer that works with us too. And so now if you're coming to the thing now, counseling now, and you don't have assets one side, that side, how we are gonna go? We need to go with the logo, you know. So you got some palm trees and you got some lagoon. We're gonna get married. What? All right. So you have a house, you have a house. When you get married, we're going to have to do the house. But your name is on a will to one whole property. If they come marry you, you know go wonder how we are going to go with me and fee on the will.
I don't know. It's changed before we married.
No, your parents have your power and will. You're not going to inherit for your parents now, one whole estate with some big house upon it. You know, come married, you know, or she come married, you know, right? Understand, right? Just saying that this council now. Where they go? No. Yes. No. You see that this case? You see? You come on somebody's life and you have all something there.
Yes.
And you say there must be a participant in it. Now, man, you're not feeling sorry, the man. That's why you come in at the council and we bring in my people as well. We'll come around to that part.
If my parents ask for come, why do you have to move?
He has to know. Michelle, naturally. Michelle, the fact is that openness is the best thing here. And if you come to my session, you can come and say nothing. You come yourself in, they don't know. But you need to know that film head might not so good, might not come from one place where you see us in one blank. You have to understand that you need to know and hear from it, say, look here. Nothing more that here. And if he makes you night, enough to marry you. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you got the counsel no to refer to. He's got that. But me bring it up. Right? I had a case like this, where the guy and the girl live in a rent house. They live in a rent house, And the girl, anyways. So they live in our rent house, right? And the wife found one document with the husband named upon it along with a woman by house.
Wow.
And they're doing a rent house. And then we start to talk about it and so on. And the guy, we said, why would he even do that? It was an easy thing to do. It would be no problem. It would be no problem. I agree with him, with the buying of the house. He was a foster child and the lady grew him up, no house to live in. So he decided to buy one house for her, but because she owned and all of that, he put in on the document. We say you could have joined up with your wife and buy something together with her. You never know how she would feel about it. So see it or not? You could have dealt with it from before, and she could have said, well, not yet. Make her buy one first and then we can do that. But get her involved in the whole discussion. It matters that you bring up things. It matters.
If I read it, it'll be they married and the parents. And the husband kind of leaders, the parents and the wife all.
But no, I got me my attorney right there, right? So when you come now, you're still going to discuss assets and discuss. It's necessary that we both have a clear understanding. So there's not new grudgefulness and God, people bad man, you know. But I want to see how you respond when you get tell you something.
And they're not gonna be truthful.
Hmm?
They're not gonna be truthful.
I'm going to go to the untruthful part.
The other part and say, hey, and then what we doing? Are you doing everything there?
Oh, by the way, so there's one thing I never do is I never counsel the male by himself or counsel the female. I know no secret for nobody. Anything I talk before everybody. So there's no secret here. What me to talk? Because my thing is that I need to see how people respond to each other. Because that is what I need to see. When you talk about the house, I mean, if it's slowing, you look like.
So you just have a body reaction?
One of the things about counseling, Kyle, when it comes to counseling, your body never lies. And you see, if you ever try to tell a lie, your body starts to twitch more. Your body, you put your body in a strain to tell a lie. You don't come out about it. So now, I also have a little first max with the medical investigations for me. Alright? So,
Are they coming into what you're talking about? Are they coming into what you're talking about? Or are you gonna be trying to talk?
that's the one now. So, this personal.
Like you ready?
It's legally an investigator by law. All right. So now I say, Khalil want to get married. Rochelle want to get married. If you love out there, so but I don't know. There's something we can't pick up here. So can you just check out the committee and so they want for me? So now they go like the post office, they go like the shops, then the regular shops, then I will go like the person's home sometimes. I talk to friends and so on. They know what them are doing, what to bring back. Let me know. And they come back. All right? So one thing important for me is sometimes you might find out in nickname them, right? If one of them was like Gallus. All right. It's important because your friends always give you the right label because of you.
So
Friends never give you a wrong nickname. They never. They either give you a nickname for you look like, or you sound like, or some food sick. Friends always give you the right nickname. Always. They never wrong.
I have a question. So you know this for free. Does you have to pay the money?
So now, right? So now they're doing this and they're helping me, right? Oh, and now we got a few more to come, but just the last one, right? And so my recommendation is always I have a doctor. I can say I have a couple that I need to come, and they'll go. I don't get their report, but they'll just say them okay. Right, they said them okay. Because you see, one thing I freak, all right, is that you get married and the guy have sickle cell issues. I need to tell you that childbearing is going to be very expensive for you. I'm not looking for no essay and not talk about how to save money.
Out like oh,
For this person,
It's better know Africa. Africa, it's better now for you to know the facts than to not have known the fact and you wake up with the reality you don't want to have.
Pastor, this what happened. Long time like in my time, right? Never have no time I go to doctor for that. And so we had this case like the husband sickle cell and you never know. And the children, why went go?
Years ago for stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yes.
I'm agreeing with you that years ago stuff like that, with all those circumstances where we have to try to detect fit in the young people, years ago our adults fought to stay together.
Yes. Yes, I know.
Stay together.
I know that.
They don't fight to stay together.
And we have the technology now to know because by right in the US, you should do a test there are checks that the mother should do and the father before they decide if they want to have children. Then the doctor can tell you, they will advise against or for it, and then they'll tell you.
I'm telling you right that when I heard my friend say to me, I know your business. He said, let me tell you about 4 years worth of sitting now in a depression. And when we wake up, we say, I am not doing this thing alone. And I started to put on all my questions and I started to figure out all the people in the disciplines that I need to involve. I have had cases now about when lies are told. All right. I saw a girl once, I know her, and she came, said, Pastor, I want to get married. I said to her, no. She said to me, why, sir? You're not going to meet the guy yet. And then I said to her, I don't need to meet the guy, I know you. I have to protect the guy from you. One piece of tantrum about people change, sir, and people change, and you know, to meet the guy and this and that, and she start off and she carry on. I'm sorry. Next Friday coming, bring the guy, let's have a talk. Friday came, the guy came into the office, and his waist was on the front part of the chair, sloped up. His neck up on the back of the chair at first. Clearly, him not respect the authority. You know, allow people to come to turn like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's the demerit right there. No respect to authority. Secondly, if we have problems, nobody can talk to you. Clearly, because you're not respect to authority. And if I'm going to be a counselor, I need to know that I can have some level of control over your emotions. In this case, I know I won't have any. So one of the questions I asked, some of the questions I asked, right? Maybe just two of them I mentioned. One is to the guy especially. What is the last name? Is it your father's name? If it's not your father's name, she don't know who he's married. So I need to know that. Women no difference?
Because
of the space we're talking about. Now, the other question I generally goes with, how many children do you have? And you have 3 children. No problem. How many baby mothers do you have? 2. But one woman has 2 children? No. So there's 2 children, and there's 2 baby mothers. One never have 2. Well, his reason is that the 3rd child was a one-night stand. So this woman was pregnant for 9 months, and for him it was just one night. So now I know that family issues is existing here.
What if you're in a relationship for a while and the person, somebody steps out and child and come to
So you see the person, they're in a relationship, one step out, and then, right. So I am going to determine why the step out happened, to determine how I further that discussion. Because if you're going to get married to solve the problem, never happen. I need to know, you know, I'm coming around to that hopefully. Don't remember to come back to me, right? So 3 children. So at that time, started asking another question now, Kyle. And when I asked that question, I saw that the girl nudged him, but they didn't see that I see. So the girl nudged him. So I know he cannot tell him, like, say, carefully answer that one. Right. So I saw, but of course, may not say, and so on, and so on. So then, and I pointed out all the things I observed, and I said to her, remember when I asked the question and you touch him with your elbow? I said to her, I observed that you were telling him to tell me lies. So you're encouraging him to not tell the truth. And based on this, I don't feel comfortable doing it. And if you wish, get another counselor, you get another pastor, and you can, continue counseling. And I won't do that. No.
I first meeting that.
I first meeting them. And let me tell you all this, right? Just in case you don't know, right? Before I start counseling, I ask my people, before I start counseling, I generally do like 3 interviews before we start now counseling. So now, this happening, all right? The same couple we tell about. I don't remember how many years after, but she stepped up to the office and she said, Pastor, oh, you know, so I was blank has been over shut up. It's I same girl I tell about, right? I'm saying I protect the guy from work. I'm saying, I don't know I don't know what you talk about, you know. And she said, you know, say me and such and such break up. And no. I said, again, tell me who one she described me and tell me. I said, oh yes, I remember it now. I remember now. That was some years after that. She did get married. Right? And said, oh, I remember, no, I remember what it was about now. So she said to me now, she said, you know, so Pastor, at 2 times police let me feel married. She said, no, look here, Pastor. You know, she has 6 feet in the boy we have.
Wow.
And I was waiting. And then now she said to me, say, you know, the first time the police didn't call me up in outside. First time, you know, is that we own a house and you may meet in our accident and you may sick, so you know, we from a female because they're going to come shot with send me down a female. And then we go down the pastor and we see the shots and we buy him. But now I'm going when I shot at the first time the police them lock me upside. You know, I am there protecting him from her. No, she was the protection from him. So she broke up with him and I guess she married again and must be 2 marriage break up already. That she so. And I'm saying right, that marriage is a beautiful thing, marriage is a good thing. But still at today age, you need somebody for help from looking at each other. Yeah.
And some people might think that you don't want them to get married when you're going through those, you know, you don't want
People think
that you are.
yeah, man, most
You know,
people
you have
are against it, but I am thankful to God that that's the reputation I have. Not because I'm proud of it. If you're done with coming to me, you don't know, I mean, I leave no stone unturned. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
no, I can tell you, all the people's marriages that I've done, only one upon the rocks. All the years since we started I'm doing wedding, marriage counseling and weddings, not one single one divorce to this day. You know, one upon the rocks, and it's been on the rocks for the past 4-7 years now. Them still are struggling. You understand? We cannot in and the try to balance it. I can tell you this, right? I do 3 interviews, then we do my counseling, and I had a couple. I'm going to tell you about one from Mandeville. But this one, I don't know where they were living. The second interview, the people in my company, me, why am quarreling? Why am quarreling out of the gate? Some get up on the court. And I say to them, I come in for a session. And the guy out of the one, go on up and she and I carry the shout out. And we just go back and we just sit down in the office and they do my work. And they came inside. And they sat down, they never stopped talking about it, not kind of bring on the volume. And then they came and sat behind me and they brought down the volume. Until we see me now hear nothing more such. And I turn around and say, you finished? And they say, yes, I am. So I say, what just happened on the outside? Of course, he's telling her how to park the car and she have a better judgment and it was about that. This was my second interview. They took the 3 from start with counseling. And I said to them at that second interview, I said, you know, I'm so impressed with both of you. I am definitely going to do your marriage for you. I'm definitely going to do the marriage for you. And I said to them, you know what I'm going to do it? You are not a hypocrite. You're outside quarreling with each other. A genuine issue. And you were quarreling coming inside. When you came inside here, you're still continuing, but softly with respect. You know, you know, and understand the problem. You see, Solving problems are the key in a marriage. There's not named solution in a marriage. You have to find it yourselves. And I look at them and I say, I'm going to do it. So I cut the third session and just went straight into counseling. Them still together today. And that's for years. There's another one. There's a pastor, man, I don't know him. He lives in Mandeville. He's a pastor. And ever so often he says people don't come Mandeville. Come on, movie for counseling. Right? He sent a couple down. And it was a Friday night, rain fell. I never forget that night. So in my book, I was scheduled a question, but each question title was like question 11 by title 22, and 1 by title 1. You know, that's how we laid out.
Yeah.
To overlap to come back with something. So one of the questions I said to the girl, I said, do you know him? Yes. I said, is he homosexual? She said, you're a minor man, you don't know. But you told her to know. I asked him the same question, is she a lesbian? I have asked me 1 or 2 questions, but because of the rain, I said, you know, I have to explain on the session. Monday morning, the girl's mother called me and asked me, Pastor, what happened on Friday night? Because my daughter has been crying since Friday. And she has not gone to work. I don't know if she said she's gone to work or but she has been crying since then. And I said, did the car put you about anything? He said, no, he was just crying. So I said, well, he was so suffering. We just said about a couple of again. 3 weeks after that, they called me and said they're coming in for another session. So when they came in, we got to talking and, you know, the whole discussion came up from the last session. So I said, I realized that you did not call for any more sessions. 3 weeks passed and you just turned up back. What happened? And the guy said, sir, we never expect any kind of question. And then when we asked the question about the same-sex something, and how we did answer, because she said she don't know if me or that. I'm not that. And then we got some no PR. And then when they think about it, I'm drop her house. I'm not remember something about tell her good night and because it's on the focus. So she taking none, said something pop up now because he never tell her good night. And then for the whole weekend, you know, so she the one that pop some understand that as well. And it was just about that, and because they were really spaced out with the question, and then now she said, sir, we go back to all the questions that we have now. I think we're ready for you counseling now. We're ready for it now, Pastor. We're ready for it now. And I did their wedding. If you buy my book, their stories are at the front page. They told me I can publish theirs with the name in it.
But sir, isn't that a red flag?
I'll come in there. Just put my name on Amazon. Premarital counseling. Premarital counselor's handbook. Red flag, Chrissy, which one?
The fish question, sir.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a red flag. It was a matter of you go to a counselor, might not expect that question. And so when she said she did not know, to him it's like, well, you should have known in a female, that kind of thing. So it was that kind of thing that kind of jolted him, and vice versa. So for me, it turned out Chrissy to be a wake-up call than a red flag. So both of them. That's why it turned out to be. And in many cases, what I do also is one of the reasons why I look, every time I say my RGD, I'll catch up over my marriage book. People don't want to give me my book for say 1 year. Don't give me my book. Guess what happened now? People don't look at the book and say I'm not married people. And I said to them, the divorce application would have been more. Because I sift through to make sense that that not happen. No. I'm saying, right, that like if you're a young person and so on, One of the things too is that I always get parents involved in the counseling session, right? To ask them what do they think about these couple getting married because they are your child. And I need to know. Sometimes people ask, do you eat at your house? Do you eat at your house? Do you visit your parents, them kind of something here? No. I'm doing this because I have to make certain that when I don't leave out of my office, anything happen, I can say I did my part, I did my best. All right? Now look at this now, right? So let's just say Khalil and Roshana get married. No, you know what? They're a young couple. So once every 3 months, we give them a call. We come in back. We call it maintenance counseling. Once every 3 months. If it's an adult, I say once every 6 months.
Okay.
All right? You come in.
I call adult, I call
Maturity.
Okay.
Right? You come in for counseling. I have a couple that I visit for most of 3 years and I never visited them. And so sometimes I go to the homes too. All right. So in this case now, I told him, you don't have to come down. I'm coming to your house. Right. And so they planned for me for 3 years. All right. So I don't marry you and leave you because when my friend said to me, "Son, your business," I found that terrible. I marry you, expect me to call if you come down to session because it can help with the diffuse situation. Right. And sometimes when we come at the house, we can sit and talk with you and so on.
So forever or until a certain period of time?
No, it's not a forever or certain period of time. I just cannot just go with the wind.
Okay.
All right. But just to at least be there on the phone call and so on. And this couple that them tell wait for 3 years to visit them. I want to tell you something. So the husband said, "Pastor, what you want for dinner when you come?" I said, "I want steamed fish, and I want that, and I want that." He said, "Okay, Pastor, when you're ready." I'm never back like anything. Some say, "Yeah, man, keep the anything, man." All right, 3 years come now. Reach out the people in my yard. GPS, man, I use drive up there, you know. I turn back. Of course. The GPS, they tell me, so they live a minute in our house. Right? So, I mean, I turn back, just make one corner. The rest is one corner in there. So we go in the house now. Lo and behold, the back like instead of on the table.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes.
Some say, "Why, man, I think that's something else." But we can't just make them. So it's a person over, man, and chase it for you. I don't know what they chase it, but they water it down with something. And the first anything we drink. Then I never get steamed fish and all of that, but but something, and it was fun. They had a child and we sit there, we chat, we laugh and talk about what's happening and all of this and that and so on. And the anything never finished. So we have another visit. What's the better thing is to finish? Right? Then, so I'm telling you, everybody, this. I am not opposed to marriage. I am just hurt to see people damaging themselves in marriage. And you have to forgive me because when that first couple came and I asked them the 2 first questions, how long you been together? How long you been fighting? I did not ask any questions. And I believe if I did ask questions, I could have prevented one more couple from damaging themselves. And as a result of that, I took a different position on the whole marriage thing. I took a different position on it. I am not going to feel guilty or hurt because I never do a good job. Not one. So if you hear me talk harshly about it, it's because I don't want you to hurt yourself. You understand me? I cannot protect you from everything, but I don't want you to say me miss one little that or now across my team. Go ahead.
I'd like to ask a question. Please feel free not to answer.
I am not going to answer that one. Go ahead.
Would you marry a divorcee?
Okay, so I do not do divorcee marriages.
Okay.
All right. I was tricked into one once. All right. So there was a marriage, a hotel marriage and something happened and it was urgent. It was a same day situation. They had some guests and the person had to get married that day. So I asked the person who called me, were they married before? They said no, they were never married before. And all the documents showed that they were not married before. So I said, I'll assist you. And they asked me if I will continue to do marriages for them. I tell them I don't do those kind of things because I don't want to marry people because of money and because I'm not into that. You understand? So when I went to the hotel now, Chrissy, I asked the woman if she was married before. She said yes. Was married before. So the front desk lied to me. I don't know. But then I was there and I performed the wedding with a different type of license. All right? And it's not in a bad way. So the things that I would have said in the vow, I don't say those things in there. I don't put none of them vows in there. Like, for example, I don't remember what the marriage vow would carry in it, and not that mistake, let me tell you. Because them already commit fornication and don't stay committing fornication. Well, yeah, adults and fornication. I don't know. The bottom line is this, right? That for me, I was tricked into it and I just altered the ceremonial rituals. And that's all. And I left it there. So, and I never go back to another hotel. Something. Not that I would, but I am not into because I don't want a person like to me. Right? No, if it is that somebody knows Chrissy want to get married, but they are divorcee, I'm not going to tell him not to get married. I will ask, right? But I might make reference to other persons who may do it, and I said, they will see. Because I'm not going to stop them, because other people have other belief systems from me. I understand. But I don't just seem so blank. And I'm reprimanded today. If what?
The person married. I don't think so many persons even try to find
Okay, so I don't, most of those answers I don't really know. I really don't know. There's a lot of things that do some things.
There's also the scripture based on presentations or some stuff like that.
There's no verse that says you're killing. The verse that you reference is the one that says except for fornication. But that verse end up. So Josh is asking about a conditional marriage, right? That there's an exceptional clause that says you can get married after, depending on something, right? But that verse, you know where that verse end up? Pull it up. Matthew 19. Yeah. We're not talking about that exceptional clause. Verse 9 maybe or 10. I want to find one that says, but I say unto you. 9.
And I say unto you, whosoever cometh to his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit.
You understand what I'm saying, right? In no matter what case, any marriage after that is adultery. Free to marry.
You're right.
You notice in that case, right? That no one on the same Christ said, I say unto you, and on him might say it. No. And Moses. I want everybody attention on this. When Christ said, but I say unto you, except it be for fornication. Only Christ has said it. If you look in the upper verse, they say, why then did Moses?
Yeah.
So he's referencing what Moses said in Deuteronomy 22. Except it be for fornication, then you can leave the woman. So now him first I said, as Moses said, so he might tell them what Moses said, because the question they asked was what? Can we divorce for every cause? So now he's answering except for fornication. So he's telling them what Moses said. So Moses said except for fornication. But if you notice at the back end of it now, he says no, any such person who divorces, if they marry them, commit adultery, and if someone marry them, they commit adultery. Either way, adultery is committed.
Sir.
Either way.
One of the
Oh, before you do that, Christy, let me just say this, right? The word fornication comprises many forms of sexual immorality. And one of the sexual immorality in fornication is adultery. Everybody understand? Right, so sexual immorality, when they get married, is called adultery, but it's fornication. It comes underneath fornication. And for those who may ask a question, before you ask the question, let me just say, I'm coming, Chrissy. You see the Greek word for fornication? It is porno. Look up the Greek word for fornication. So like pornographic materials is fornication. Pornea.
Wow.
So now, when you know to talk about pornography and all of that, no, that is fornication. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, you know. So that's what fornication is. It has to do with bestialities, homosexuality. If you're married, it's called adultery, but it's still underneath porn. It's still underneath that. And pornographic material. So when you are watching these movies and all of that, remember that every time you click on one of those movies, what does it do? It gives the other somebody one more like. It increases. You say when they're 100, you know they're 101 with them. So you are promoting it every time you click on it. They look on it and say, whoa. But they don't say Christian like it, whoa. So every time you click on it, no. Click on Jesus, flipping up again one more. No, you click on the one and it increases that. So all form of pornographic stuff is like. Christian, a question.
Sorry, you answered it with that extension just now.
All right, not a problem. So when it comes down to everybody to the end of the day, Christianity comes with a standard. You understand me, people? Now, I do not believe that God would want anyone to go into a marriage for a destructive life. I am not against it. People think some don't want to get married. I marry people. I marry people. You understand me? Some of them don't want people to marry. I marry people. But when I say that if me say a red flag, all right? I can tell you this, right? You know these two persons. You can know them and not call them name because it was the third one I talk about now. So there is this pastor, and then there's this girl, and the girl is a pastor's child. So two of them come together and they said, Pastor Robinson, we want you to counsel us. So I counsel both of them. So he's a pastor's daughter. So I counsel them. Cool?
Okay.
Counsel them.
So sorry, so what is the class read against the one for goodness to no?
We say ready now. We don't. So no, I counsel the pastor and the pastor's daughter, and they got married. The two of them have a friend who wants to get married. Want to get married. So both of them got married and they have a friend who wants to get married. So they said to the friend, you could go to Pastor Robinson. However, it wasn't easy for us. Me and them are good friends. But when you come inside us now, we're not good friends no more. So they say, was very easy, you know, but go to Pastor Robinson. Now this friend is a pastor also. And this friend said, not him. Went to Pastor Robinson. So this friend now got married, and then now the lady for the daughter he married now called me and said, can you talk to her? This friend who said not me, he knows why.
Have another girl.
He knows why,
Yeah, have another girl.
right? He's a pastor. I'm not going to let pastors do my mistakes. But if I talk to you about your mistake, and you still practice it, if you come to me to counsel yourself, then you don't talk about it before the girl.
Right?
I'm not asked to tell you that. We don't talk about it. Because like I said, I don't have no secret for anybody. So, anyway, at the end of it, it's talking that God gave him a vision after he get married, that there's a girl in the church that needed help, and the girl ended up now in the house, the wife now sleep in the back room.
Pastor, this is my opinion, right? The girl is innocent, right? And you know, is in a life, and this other person comes in. All right, it's going to lead to a divorce. You want to tell me that young child does not want somebody else to marry to?
Well, it's a question from Fletcher, right, everybody? I'm gonna put another scenario in there too, right? This girl is 22 years old, right?
Right, young.
She gets into this marriage, and her husband used machete and the beef fire. She divorced the guy. What should she do? Should she be unmarried? Or should she marry again? I would never tell her to or not to.
Right.
See, I generally go back to who did the wedding. And I try to find out what type of counseling you got.
Yeah.
You get married. Because sometimes come here so you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's a girl right now. I tell her she was married for a certain amount of years to the gentleman and ended up divorced. And she brought the matter, and I looked back on the whole thing. And I said to her in the first place, you never married. You were never married in the first place. You were never married in the first place. Not married again, she was never married.
Oh, you can marry.
You can marry. You can go marry. So sometimes the picture go back to this primary cause here, so I tell her this, I'm not tell us that people have legitimate rights.
Sir, I'm sorry, what was that clause you just gave? Why she can remarry?
Right, I never state the cause, and I'm not going to state the cause, right? Just understand. But when I look at the whole thing, she was never married. All of that what happened, no marriage never happened. So when he divorced her, and that's when on true divorce, but in fact she was never married. I have another one, Chrissy, and I asked the lady to send me the document. And she sent me the document. And I look on the paper, and I tell her, I say, you're not married. She's been living for this man, with this man. Well, she lived with this man for 1 year first, and then, not to know if it's story go. Let me just say the best I can, right? So stuff which I'm talking about looking back on what happened here.
Yes, sir.
So now this lady, right? A second one that I talk about. So she's married to this man. And I said to her, take a picture of your wedding document and send it to me. She took the picture of the wedding document and sent it to me. And I said, girl, you're never married either. The pastor man, and the guy a friend. The friend is married and not divorced yet. So the pastor is now telling the guy to quickly marry this girl. So what he did, right, when you come for marriage counseling people, there's these 3 forms to fill out, right? So almost all the forms kind of look alike. So you have what we call application for the band, meaning so it appears up on the door, says Simone and John wants to get married on the such and such date, and so on, put people up on the door.
The public announcement.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus witnesses. That's the application, and they post the other part out the door. Now, when she send the picture, come give me. I didn't know since somebody passed that office and call the marriage document. Some said, did he tear it out of the book? He just no said the pastor just give her the paper. Some said, me there, the pastor and the man trick you.
All right,
You been committing fornication for a year now. The document is like the marriage document. And so she tell me, huh?
She has raised back her heart, that's why.
Oh yeah, right. So now I said to her, the pastor came back to you. She said yes. The pastor came back for me to sign one book a year after that.
It was never registered.
It was never registered because in couldn't find it in the original book. So he give her one paper when look like the original document, make she sign it, and she thinks that she married. And then 1 year after now, he come back now and says something with the paperwork on that and that, so she needs to sign it over. And Mr. Girl, you were never married. Not giving her the second instance. Look here. You think say this marriage thing I want easy. So I'm going to tell you 2 cases and then I'll make you ask some more questions. I remember Barbie. I had a girl that came to me, she's marrying a guy, and everybody know married, right? When it comes to marriage, I will do my best, and I don't even need to take $1 from you. We just want to know some do a good job, and you know, good. So this girl, no, I tell her this I know, and even if I go but talk, pray. So at the time, no, right, me to go some fun courts. I'm gonna work courts. $7,000. I freaking look at myself. The worth $7,000. No, this girl come now for the first time now, and you know, such and such, and she just put on some money plus her document them $12,000. I said, thank you, Jesus. Make it change for it. This seven me have a little money like what I right? So you know, have her form, have her ID and the document to share and so on. Some of them talk to her, some more talk to her, some more. And then now, I start asking some questions, but actually the answer now kind of like, you know, claim up your courts at all. Right? So I called my guy and said, don't check on her for me. Or don't check on her for me. And they did a quick check and so on. The girl is coming from a small island for marriage, somebody in Jamaica, because she run a credit card over there, so she come to change her last name. Of course, you know, some of them pay courts. Everything, and I tell her I can't process this. Now go on. So people are cheeking.
The husband knows? Or the partner know?
I never meet him. I just hear on the session with the mother-in-law. And in one other instance, I have never, look here, weddings might cost $7,000. All right? Wedding might cost $7,000. I think people charge some people some money. I'm telling you this. The most expensive wedding is going to be an overseas wedding. And the maximum for that is maybe like $10,000. Because of $4,000 with its stamp duty. And it's like, some people charge out $25,000, $50,000.
But US.
Yes.
Right.
The US can charge him now. So remember, this girl saw me. She wanted to get married. I know her, she know me. And she says, Pastor, we have $200,000 signed. What do we do? Nothing. I'm trying to tell people that there's crookedness in other somewhere here. So I asked her, so where's the guy? told me where the guy is, but he's not able to come to Jamaica for the wedding because he told you 1,000. So I'm going to now process it as if he's here.
Oh my God.
Somebody's going to sign for him as if he's here. Because remember this, that RGD, not think about signature and find nobody's signature.
Yeah.
No,
For the hotel.
I said to her, I said to her, I call her by name and say, let me just say, Mary, you know me, right? She said, yes, Pastor. I say, you think I will do this? So, but other pastors, they're doing pastor, so we think you're not doing it too. So I don't do those things. And I, you know, tell her I can't. Like, I'm trying to say to your people that there's a lot of crookedness in this thing. I know one pastor, we know the pastor for myself. Me know the pastor, me know the pastor. The pastor make at least $400,000 a month of weddings alone. Over $400,000. Him just married people because they want to marry.
Yes, I know those.
Him just, you know.
Yeah.
I love to see good couple. I love to see lovely couple. I love to see that things are going good. I love to know that I'm a part of this good thing with everyone. Even if you have a problem with the one and we can't come in and tell a word and phone and go up again. I am not going to tell no people, you know, if you don't talk about people head get licked, if you don't want to know how I become, what I become, how I make turns up, because in 1990, I never asked a couple of no questions. After the people married, I asked 2 questions. So if you wonder what licked my head, that when my pastor friend said to me, said, I know your business. Let me go right now.
For so much years in the together. What's the difference of when you marry them because they used to fight for much years?
Big difference, but you see, Barbie, when we tell about the university, they lose its integrity now because students have failed. No, you don't say no, Barbie. I am representing an institution, belongs to God, right? And I'm letting in people in there when I'm qualified.
Right. Right.
So the problem that I never do a good job. Like the other pastors who sign up for them business, I fell in that category too. My part is me I represent God as an interviewer.
So if you did answer, they say, oh, you're fighting 14 years old. You better try to see they could have been right.
No, but I will not. You don't really know counsel. You never need the counsel because you get all right. You get all
No, Kyle not going to need any, you know.
Yeah. You're gonna need the counsel.
Yes. Yes, Kyle is there.
Like people run off.
No.
Not necessarily, sir. You know what open always seems as if someone, you know, like your Vegas, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when somebody goes like, that's something like a big wedding, like,
Eloping has no change. Eloping initially was you pick up yourself, gone to Las Vegas, get married without nobody, and come back married.
Getting married without a reception and all the evidence, the first business and the first get.
That's great.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
A plan team, it's an unplanned.
I'll tell you this, Ricky.
You have to be on time.
Here, sorry, all the tenants span here, so can tell you the amount of them have the right as so.
Yes, I can tell you.
Hold on, you see the bride that's the right as so? Just go ahead and put on the dress and come back here, so. Yeah, and we just go and take care. I'm done.
Yes.
Bring that to me.
Yes.
2019, 2020. So these are some years. So I was one of the best things. My grandma was there and my best friend Danny had witness and he had witness. And my lovely pastor here It was faster, it was faster. But yeah, the partner is faster, but it was beautiful, and we took some money, and we have spent it.
Yes, yes,
I go back to work for that.
yes,
For 4 years of that.
yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes, yes.
They break up the chairs then,
Mhm.
and just two people, two witness, there's something that's up, and sometimes them, the fella go on 8 person, just turn on the table and they look at something right here.
Right.
So the amount of that time right here, so all of that big old.
$1 million.
Yes, I read some yesterday that most of the elaborate weddings.
But simplicity, wedding, and it depends on your family members and so on. But people are going simple now. People are going simple. And it's not, I do that a lot. Those white house. So,
Let's say someone does that. This is really, it doesn't really do anything thirsty.
sorry, everybody, just keep this going because they don't make it speeding online. You hear?
I guess it doesn't really have to do with anything per se, but if it's something, maybe it's wise for person to say they do that, and then we'll have a reception, a bigger thing. That's another part of the
Your choice, your convenience, your comfort. Cash matters in marriage.
Because I've had a lot of, for instance, I had someone who's a pastor, my when I have really who's a pastor, and I brought it up to him, so like, what's your take on this? And he said, well, just push me to that.
Yeah.
Because he said the amount of money that you have saved and then possibly do something. He said, we wish he had just.
Let me tell you, this is some of the big weddings that happens good. I'm not gonna say only, but especially country weddings where like 2 families come together, let them really then do the whole thing. It's a little different, understand me, than the town something a rent here and rent here. So those are kind of good. So, but the spending that and worse with the world economy right now when it comes to more world. So let me just say this to everybody, right? Everybody, please understand. I know, but I'm going to close out with the only question. What I'm trying to say to us is this, everybody, right? I believe in healthy marriages. If I'm going to be a participant in it, and you come to me about it, expect me to do my job. That's where it comes to me. And secondly, you're like, hear about marriage.
Yes.
All right. I'm not a terrible person. I just do the best I can for what I can do. So let me just demonstrate that in my drawing.
But most of the pastors, the counselors are what they call to themselves. If you was taking this step, you're gonna have so much
Divorces.
that the marriage system. You know, never ever.
So here's how it looks, right? It looks like this. There are 2 people, all right? They're on 2 different sides, all right? And this is the netball or football field, all right? Now it so happens that I am going to be the referee. I'm going to be in the middle. I'm going to put a different color chart because I don't know about the advancement is like. A different color? Oh, thank you very much. No, it's a different color. Because if we go through, we can't go the panel by the side. So now it's awkward, right? That I'm the referee in the middle. All right? Both of you are playing this game. One thing about the referee, he needs to read the rule book about this. He needs to know the rule. My rule book is the Bible.
Yes.
Everybody? My rule book is the Bible. No matter what RGDs are called yourself, the Bible and my rule book. Now you would have read the book, you would have read the book. The good thing with this referee here, sorry, is that he would have had maybe experiences in working on much over this or over this stuff. He might read other materials and so on and see a lot of different stuff. And so if you come to me to ask me what I think about in a marriage, I'm going to read the game. I'm start to ask my questions. I tell you what I see. You have to work with it. Understand me? So if I'm going to put up my yellow card, it means that you need to work on something. You put up a red card, I'm just saying, the way this thing look, it can't even be clear. Right? And there are instances where good people are not good for each other. I'm telling you this, it don't make no sense to take people and destroy them. I am not opposed to marriages. I am up for healthy, good marriages. All right? I remember a family relative called me and said she want to get married, and me to do the wedding fair and very take it. I don't know what I'm doing my cousin's wedding. Want me to learn that way? I'm not going to do it. And she understand why I'm not going to do it. So if you're a relative, and not because you're a friend. So for me, my rule book is the Bible. Me have a responsibility when I stand before God behind the pearly gates. And he's up on the white chair and ask me where they're going. Me not go stumble on no, but I'm going to make him understand. Understand me? But my job is this. I am not opposed to it. All I'm saying is that you must make up your mind when you want to do what you want to do. In face facts, my job is to present you with the facts. I am not going to use emotion from a traditional perspective and say, because you're a Christian, you must, and you should. I'm not going to do that. You decide on that. Right? If you come to me now, I can maybe point out a thing or two. You know, something you can work with it, or I might not work with it. So that's. I'm not a non-Christian. And non-Christians, in all the session, I always let you know this is a Christian marriage. All right? And so you have to abide by these rules. And funny thing, most of the non-Christians them accept all of the rules. That's some Christians come in. No, I tell you about them. Them stay together. The one that is on the rock. The one that is on the rock, I want Christian. Well, the scripture did tell us, right, that you should marry a Christian. That's what the Bible said. But I'm going to mention that, Michelle. All right. So this is the I'm just going to call it the church. You hear? Right now, and I want to tell you right. All right. So this is the church, everybody. All right. So all the girls are over here. All the girls over here. All right. All the girls over here. And all the boys are over here. All the boys over here. All right. And the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior, soon coming King. Says, when you marry, you need to marry from among Christians. But then he says, you must remember now that inside the church, we got the wheat.
Yes.
Not the tares.
Yeah.
So can we go ahead. In the church, you got wheat and tares.
Yes.
People. So what? We are non-Christian? Yes and no.
I'm gonna sin.
I'm going to tell you something.
Yes and no.
In Corinthians chapter 7, right? The one that we always read.
Yeah.
It says, Michelle, right? If the unbeliever wants to depart,
yes.
let him depart.
Yes.
The assumption is this: before you became a Christian, you were married. Get it? If the unbeliever wishes to leave, let him leave. But you must stay by yourself or be reconciled to your husband or your wife. Right? But the assumption is this, that you were both sinners before and when you became a Christian afterwards. And if the unbelieving one wants to leave, became one. So the presumption is that you married the unbeliever, both your unbelievers before. Then no, it says now that if that unbeliever dies, and you should not pray for person to die. But should you pray and the person dies, don't say God answer your prayer, he's just dead.
Just there, right,
But you don't need to tell people what you cook.
right.
Anyway, I'm just saying. So the Bible says now, Michelle, right? That if the person dies, all right, remember now that you were both unsaved, you became a Christian, person was not, and that person dies. Listen to what verse 39 says. 1 Corinthians 7:39. 7:39.
The wife is bound, the wife is bound by the law as long as the husband liveth. But if her husband be dead, she is at liberty to be married to whom she will, only in the law.
Only a Christian. The first instance, you are not both Christians. In this case, you are Christian. That law applies. You are in faith, you are aware, you choose Christian.
So you say the person basically just believe in Jesus.
Is the person believe in Jesus?
Yes, yeah.
Please understand, right? If it is right that you see somebody and they say they believe in Jesus, all right, you need to say to the person that they will believe too. Everybody said the devil believe in true. So just say because we believe in Jesus, we're married. All right, devil believe too. But then on part time share with Jesus. It's more than that kind, it's about observing the person's life.
Pastor, you know, that's some of the most, I'm talking about myself. Some of the most beautiful marriages are not like you call it the Christian and the Christian. My husband, I'm not going to say he's a whatever. I would say he's a believer. Like what God the person. And we have been married for 46 years. Right? And I've seen many Christians go on then done long time. But you know, as you said before, and I was marriage is about ugliness. That's how I see it.
We can't find the beauty.
Yes, marriage is about ugliness.
We get the picture. We can't find the beauty.
So perform a Christian and non-Christian.
Not you want me to ask me? Ask Pastor, my husband is ugly.
Kyle's asking, right? If I would perform a marriage for a Christian and a non-Christian after good counseling, deep counseling. See, sometimes the person might not be a Christian, but they believe in God and Christianity, maybe far superior than somebody.
Right.
It's helpful to discover that. They might not know reason if they say get baptized and you know that time, but I'm sort of saying heart then today.
Right.
Awesome. So I can out of counseling see what's going on. You understand me? But at the end of the day, everybody, when Jesus said in the church there's weak and there's tears, but you need to choose one out of this.
If you be the judge.
You need to have a good identify.
Yes.
Because weak men in the church, you know, and the tears are the bad one. But bad years in that church don't mean say them are goodly people. It's just that you don't know say them are hypocrite. Understand me? And that's why counseling is also good. Right?
You call the person who get never married.
Yes. What you'll see I have a form where we're going to marry them. I send them, I have a prescribed form that I fill out that I have counseled such and such for such and such a period of time, and I found them fit and proper and to be married, and I send that note with
So
them.
what about if the person already married and want counseling for you?
If they're already married,
Yeah.
and they come to me, I'll counsel if they're already married. I can always be post-marital counseling, which is really hopeful in a crisis. But I do provide support for people. Okay, I'm going to tell you this, everybody, right?
Yes.
Something, right?
Yes,
And tell me if I'm wrong. If I am wrong, but me, you're answer first, so let me tell you. I know I go wrong. Do you know well, my belief over the years experiences. I believe that there are people who go to school and fail their exams and still keep their head space like one. I've seen people who try to, save money and they lose money. Try investment and it don't work. You find still once your relationship gets sour, no matter what your life you have, you could have 1 million hotels, you could have one big farm, you could have, no matter what you have, just a sour relationship, everything in life bitter. No matter what you have, nothing but sleep can sleep anymore. We mean say you go beach, say you go let down your hair and make no sense. You see this thing called relationship. I can tell you this in my scope of things. It's a single solitary thing that can take a person down.
Yes.
Fail the exam, lose money and all of that, and it's still fine. It's fine. But it's a relationship. People just walk up the road and not going to see them walking around.
Oh, yeah.
I know one guy. I ended up counseling him. How I got involved in the whole thing. The police called me. I went to the house. I wrote 6 police at the house. Them say the girl out the door. So they know me. The girl know me and he know me. So they called me. Police called me because they don't want to reach and go in the house. Them say my boyfriend inside there. So they call me. Me going. We go now. Go deal with it. So me going in. We deal with the matter inside there. So tell the police everything good. And then leave everything with me. Sitting down talking with my little man now. Whatever. Well, the girl have a man with him. Girl have a man. So say, you know that. The brethren tell him so. So I'm saying, the brethren tell him so. But not only that, but she changed up her dressing. Irritated. So we said to the guy, me know when you not care friend, me know when they just get together. Right? We know that. When they just get together, the house they live in, I know. I want to go block. I want to go home. If you want to change your mind, you have to go out and come back in. Go your house and park. Right? And that girl improved the man house to a 5-bedroom house. Those yeah. So now, he say, well, he's not staying there with her. Some say, what does she do all of this? He say, well, she's not staying there. I she have a man. Other man says the girl have a man. She stayed there still and then she called me something up and over there. The man get plywood and park the house in a thing.
But did she really have a?
No, Mark, you know. The way this man was so angry, and usually, right, if you do psychology, right, if he's using a physical thing to do something physical, he will hurt you too. Because he's hammering the thing. Don't think, say, I know, express. So in the party house, but missing more than that. Right? Party house. No, this is what anger does to you, it's blindness.
Yes.
You just have one bathroom. And he party up over every side. We're really saying no bathroom. Other anger. Right? Party house. I said to the girl, you need to leave this house. Right? So she left, rented somewhere. When I found out where she rented, you see it? It was next door. So anyway, I took it as advantage. I said to the guy, have you ever seen a man going over there for all these months? No, but you have a man. I took the money from him for the child, bring it over, she signed up the paper, me carry it over with the pin. She have a man. He ended up at a psychiatric ward, believing she have a man. I mean, just that one thing. No, this girl have a business. He have been by the car. They said, who car the girl go work? Him. Lunchtime, him. Who pick her up? Him. She gonna run that evening now. No, if you understand the story, right, you really have to live with these people in a daily space. So I jump in there too. 12 years before that, he had started a business in Mobile, started building a house, and found a girlfriend in the house with one man. So now he's with this girl, and he realized that she had changed up her dressing, and somebody said to her she have a man. She gone right back down to the salon, and they take this out. That's why you have the psychologist involved with things. We have to have them.
Healing. I'm trying to be like nothing wrong. Some people need to heal for a broken relationship.
They go in every relationship and don't know that. And so you go back into the guy's past and realize he invested in the house, close to business, you know. And how the man invested, you know, ask him what happened. Once after he went in the house and found them, literally finding him. The only thing he's saying do is go under the hanger and take down his clothes and leave them in the house. He end up finish the house give her and finish the business give her after all of that and walk away. And now he's saying to me, I can walk away again. What happened? I'm too old to walk. You can't start over again. You have to understand which other someone of them. As wrong as him, you have to understand mentally. He never healed from before. I know this girl is in a bad place because she invested in all of this and the guy's putting him out. He said, I cannot run and all of that. You know, I'm just cool it down as best as I can. And he ended up taking psychiatric medications. All of that 12 years ago. 12 years in the future. He just wake up and say, this can't happen to me again. They say, I'm too old. We can't start over. I'm telling you people that of the things in this life that can mess you up, you can fail your exam, lose your money, lose your test when you come from relationship. No matter how you're in your house together, how you're out the door together, you see if the relationship not good, no matter how you smile with people, I feel bitterness inside. And I'm saying, be fair to yourselves. I might be hard at you, but me they do it to make certain say. You just might have to make us stay together. Yeah. Russia out. Africa. Questions that I ask, and let me say, I interlace different questions. I can ask one question up there, so can ask one down there, and all of that, and all three relate to each other. All right. And so,
different ways to put something, right?
Yeah.
They ask 5 questions, so even though they're worded differently, it's the answer will give you the one and then.
Yeah, there's always a loaded question out of 10. There's also a loaded word which triggers some kind of responses. And my task is to observe you. If you twitch, if you renegade, if you twist and the answer, I let it stay there. So down the road, I'm coming back with that again. I realize that you twitch your arm doing that rough stuff. I will. I can tell when you just have it. I can tell that. I mean, for the years, everybody may tell you this. I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, but if you see a mechanic that fix the car, but he never got university, but in good, because of experience.
Yes.
We all have different fields. So I, in my own, I feel no one I'm proud of. With the make No, this is I'm glad for it. It's space facts.
Many people believe therapy or counseling. Many people believe therapy or counseling is for people who need it because they're arguing or whatever. How important is it for people to regularly or at some point in their life do therapy, even if nothing is wrong or
Right.
even if you don't have. And by extension, too, some people in marriages feel as though they don't want to tell nobody their business, they don't need no counseling. What do you say to that?
So you notice I said earlier on, right? I do maintenance counseling for young people once every 3 months, mature once every 6 months. I meet them during the counseling session. I tell them that what happened. So when they call me, not me, they call you. We want to know. And sometimes they come to your house, come up to see, want to know. Me tell them that. Yeah, man. Me visit. Me talk. Me gonna come in and we do Zoom calls. And we just talk and so on.
Right.
So I believe in that. So I do that. So it's not because you have a problem what we need to do. We are doing to prevent it with the few things. So not because you have a problem, it's just that I have to do maintenance.
So you encourage the preventative therapy.
I need to embed it in the counseling agreement. Extend the question.
But it's not whatever, but this, the follow. We are individuals entering in what's supposed to be a union. If something is wrong with me or something is wrong with Khalil, for example, the union might not necessarily fix it. So then, is it also important to get individual therapy? I'm not talking about coming to you but as marriage counseling, because we could come to you for marriage counseling and then you realize that no, Roshana really need to get rid of that resentment spirit which I have, or Khalil really need to get rid of the emotional abuse I have. So therefore, we would recommend that we see individual therapists or you do individual. So you get what I'm saying, sir, because it's not just within the realm of the marriage.
No, so in the session, I tell you that you're not Siamese twin. You're still individuals. You're not Siamese. You're not attached to each other. So though you're married, you're still individuals. Let me just do an example of how it looks like, right? I'm gonna guess your age, which is not right. Nor you, right? So I'm going to put you at 25, I'm going to put Khalil at 25. So now, just the verbal list, right? I'm coming to the board. Let's call it just how it looks like in one of the sessions, right? So now Rashan. No, so now Khalil. You are dating Rashan. She's 25 years old. Now, who you are going to be living with have 25 years of bad habits. Are you ready to live with our bad habits? Some of them you don't even know. No, don't answer me yet. No, Rashana, you are going to be living with this man. He's 25 years old. He has 25 years of bad habits. Are you willing and ready to live with these bad habits? Even some of them you don't even know. One second. So now I'm pointing out to you your bad habits. This is what you don't know, because people don't show them bad habits. But members have 25 years worth of bad habits, Some anything on you, some bad anything on you. But I'm going to tell you, Khalil, that had it not been for her bad habits, you will not love her. Had not been for his bad habits, Rashana, you will never love him. Because you see, the good habits are the red wire. So the black wire and your bad habits. If you put together to get one. So it's the good habits and the bad habits. Now you look and I say, wow, you can light up my day. So when you get married to him, you can't want him to get rid of the bad habits. Even that you ain't short him out and you can go stay away further. It is what makes him who he is and that you in love. So what it is that whatever is hiding and all of that, I give him the personality to him have. So that somebody asks you, are you willing to live with the bad habits? You are going to make a conscious decision. When I say to you, do you? They say, I will. It means to me, I don't talk about what we talk about already. Before the audience, when they listen, they don't know what talk about it. But when I know what about the bad habits, and you are going to tell me I'm willing to live with the bad habits, even though I may not know. It's called consent. So if you're not competent to make the consent, may not process that way. You hear me, everybody? Yeah. So remember this, that the bad habits and the good habits I come together And we just start to know like there's somebody know you don't get your players or someone who wants to require the person. When they rewire the person, you're changing them now. And tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and not this as somebody get married. Yeah. You know, this person married. So if you're going to rewire them, you're going to short them out because you are not fit to fix people. Because you yourself are bad habits.
All right. And it's just kind of to couple on what we're trying to say for the person that you asked. I think we really need to get over this thing that as much as we know that we can go to God with all things and go into our prayers, meditation and so on, I think we really need to get over this thing that as Christians we can't seek help or have counseling or go to therapy because we always have this condition of depression for some persons. So if we grow up in a certain way or certain traditional homes or certain traditional Christian homes, so it's prayer about this or this person that passed and you can't struggle with this, you can't have anything.
I will endorse Josh by saying this to everybody. I'm going to use the word perfect for argument's sake. Perfect Adam, perfect Eve, perfect world. You God never do one thing about it. One thing that you're close to the party that you're going to pray about your problem and God will come and fix it. You never fix them down, that's after one. You don't fix nothing. You better get them and fix yourself. So now coming back to them two bad habits and good habit people here. Remember though, nobody asks you, are you willing to live with funny bad habits? Even you don't know. Because this is what's going to happen to you in your life. If you can't manage it already, if you deal with it, not going on.
Yes.
Right. But down the road now, we're going to kill him butterfly. As we say.
You know, like I said, there are bad habits that you probably know are the ones that you would be close to. So let's say I'm saying, well, I'm not sure of the bad habits. So what do I do now?
So now I'm going to check for maturity. Are you mature to deal with whatever going on? That's the point. That's what maturity does. Maturity tells you that you can deal with whatever going on. To deal with it. But during the counseling, I look for your maturity level now in dealing with issues. In this session, I have a lot of scenarios that I put before you and hear about on the reason of things.
What when you say somebody and decide to get married, they're going to be able to get this. Would you advise? I'm not going to say advance.
You see that person, you see that individual, Michelle, that person, like the question Michelle is like, right, that person live in disappears and so on. I'm going to tell you that person can marry anybody, and no matter what hell them again, they will never know. Put it this way, a person who live with themselves, I mean, they can marry the devil and the devil are problem, not them.
Such a mental.
You see, they're in such a strong place already for them life, where they can face them. But they know to decide to get married. Bring it on. Just bring it on. And whatever you bring to them, and you they support them. No, you have cultured yourself ready to deal with them.
You go on for marriages soon yourself.
No, let me get back to Roshana. Roshana. So just a little feel of this session, right? I'm gonna wrap up in a bit. No, still coming back to Roshana with the good habits and the bad habits. Cool now. Well, point time for Roshana. All right, now I want you to grade Khalil for me, right, Roshana? Grade. 1 out of 10, 10 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Right? I want you to grade Khalil for me in doing underwater welding at 100 feet deep in rough waters. Give my grade 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. Give me a number, pick up a number.
Okay. Open up your sure I'll be tricky though, that's it.
No, it's hypothetical. It's hypothetical. It's nothing practical. Rough waters, they need to do underwater welding. Yeah. 8. No, Khalil, you're gonna measure, you're gonna grade Roshana for me. No, you're gonna grade her. She is going to be mixing a submarine propeller at the back of the back of the submarine underwater. Now, grade out for me in fixing the propeller at the back of a submarine. 1, that's fine. So you get 1. So I'm giving you an idea as to what it looks like in one of my sessions, right? So we'll deal with the bad habits and the good habits, and then we transition into grading each other.
Yes.
So now we're grading each other. So now, as a result of this was Roshana's grade to Khalil. All right. So she gave him what? 8. But Khalil needs to be 10. So the fact that she gave him 8, how much does she owe him? She owes him 2 for him to be all he can be. Because all by himself he can't be it.
Yes.
So Khalil. What's up now? So you owe her 9. So when we talk about it, right, as a progressor session, right? We talk about bad habits and good habits, imperfect beings. Imperfect beings cannot expect perfection from the other person. Right. Because they assume that you're perfect. But we're all defected and damaged goods. All of us.
So with this exercise, it reminds me of the help needs.
Right. Right. So now for Roshana to be 10, Khalil now needs to be 9.
Right. So I look at it in another light. That it tells me that Khalil, she believes Khalil can go through any storm.
Right.
Right. She's strong. His arm is strong enough. That's her belief.
Right.
But he believes that Roshana
may not.
No. So Roshana has a good perception of her husband. And like
the perception we're looking for now. We're looking now for how much do I need to add to the person to make them what they can be.
Yeah, that was an unrealistic scenario. So you can
right, I just make up some crazy stuff. Because the idea is to show us that we're imperfect beings with good and bad habits, and we need each other to be 10. Therefore, the next session we'll talk about is never find fault with each other. If you're going to have a good relationship, never point your finger. No, the point is this, right? Because you only improve. So you come in and you never look at the color right? You never look at the color properly. You should never say to him, Colin, the color look work. You know, what can you do to make him do it better the next time?
Hold on. So just hear me out. What about when, like I agree with you, by the way, approach me from a faultless type of things where I give you grades and you give me grades and I act to you, you act to me type of thing. But what it's seriously factual, somebody does very damage more than the other person.
Coming around to that, and that's where we're going to discuss now from here. So the good habits and the bad habits. Now I'm going to be looking at you to see if you can really find solutions for each other. Again, I said for maturity, can you solve problems? It's important because we're all damaged goods. We're all imperfect beings.
And she's a wood girl, and she said, "Mommy, you are the one you can keep that when you start feeling something in the name." And she said, "No matter what you and say you will get better, and you get better and
Make her what you can.
It wasn't you, everything I do sometimes, we just wow.
I'm going to tell you this. You see, any relationship that you're in and your spouse finding faults, they're assuming that they are perfect. You're assuming that they are better. Any relationship that you're in and your spouse not finding fault, but you realize that they're fixing the problems behind you, and they call you up in no derogative way or disparaging way or belittling way, they call you up and say, for example, Khalil now, right? You know, the right, so what the color level was good. Khalil, We have a little talk, you know, curve a little talk, man. You know, some of the taste the color, look like so on. You know. But you know, everything said, you know, if we can do it so good, you know, but you may go pull up on like a YouTube and maybe see if we can do it together. Or pull up on like a YouTube something and we say, all right, so what? You cut up it, and we cut half right. All right, you get some of that, we put some of that in there. And then we put it together and all that. It come out, it tastes good or not taste good. We laugh over it, we have a fun over it. The bottom line is this: appreciate each other's bad habits. The black wire. What can we do? You see, in our relationship, the relationship that stays is the one where people are willing to compensate for your dependency. But if they quick to point it out, they assume say them have the higher ground and them are the perfect one. You need to learn that we're not perfect. I need you and you need me. Stop finding faults. And if the relationship comes in with finding faults, it not go good. So it's not going to get to a place, Roshana, where it is overbearing. Some people in a relationship and you might make a mistake and they look at the mistake and somehow they they navigate it in a one way that, you know, feel embarrassed. You know, feel small over it. You know, them
Some persons tell them about it, do they follow 100 times, they still have they follow for them way 100 times.
What did you say? What did you say? And then right, when I tell somebody something, if I could tell them.
So we have become rebellious and we have stopped but rebellious. I can tell you this, right? Everybody in the session you will hear about it. Just a pity. One we can do full blood. My session, remember, right? Syllabus we have, we let them plan in a supplement session in state. And this is like barely 7 months. So that's why I'm going to start down now. One on. Yeah. One question, you know, in my session, you know, can roll with 50 minutes. I'm serious. Look here, when you look you see something that we have the cycles and we have the psychosocial here, so we got this here, so we got family, so we got this, so come all the way down. Then we go through the marital vows them. We go through a whole person you go through. So these are the topics, and then these are some of the assignments in between those. All right. I am not counseling if you know 30 days to get married. Or no, 2 weeks, then it'll happen.
So,
You know, or if you get married, you need to get somebody else.
so about how much meeting you think you'd have?
It depends on the maturity of the person. Some person might run for 3 months.
I mean per week. I'm talking per week.
No, I don't do counseling per week. I do counseling. So, for example, I'm doing a session this week with you, maybe the next 2 weeks or next month. I space it out because I need to do. I space out for reasons. Right? So, what I'm trying to say to us is this, everybody. Whenever you are in a relationship and you're always at fault, the person's always finding fault, meaning that you're always at fault. I can tell you this. Don't expect to be a perfect wife or a perfect husband because they're not willing to make you think. That not gonna work. You're not perfect. None of us. It doesn't mean submissive does not mean control. It was really about demonstrating Christianity. What the Bible said, likewise your husband. So both of you. So in this case, right? So the guy cannot make up the bed properly. The sheet always lean. Why can't you? Why do you talk about say you go to them, right? I'm gonna pick on Khalil and Roshana again, right? So Roshana, when Roshana does spread the bed, right? The sheet said so, right? Khalil no, come with one tape measure. And they say, I okay, not ever has not lean soft. People. She don't need to know so she bet the bed, you know. Khalil go inside there, you do a little something, and then something, and it's turned it out.
a stronger point.
I'm just saying here, right, that the bottom line, Roshana, is this: drop fault finding.
Where I come from, I fix it for you or he fixes it for me, but then I tell him because I also want to know
I'm not saying that he's gonna fix it, you know. When I say that him do that there, right? Him going to see, not gonna come no nice over it. Him do that there, right? Because 2 times could we be kind of hurry and not to take notice. You see, you know, be call him out. Then no, you say, look, you know, no, realize said this and such, you know, but you know, me go ask you, whole apart of shit, if you me whole apart of you just need to know that you are compensating. We're not compromising, we're compensating. Look at this, Josh. So if you can't cook the meat, do not go buy a burger or KFC. That's compromising. Compensating is, let's go to YouTube to figure out how to cook the chicken. Compensating is different from compromising. Compromising going to cost you.
So look at the situation.
Isn't it crucial that Brock, we point to where we have to learn in this Isn't it the case where 2 things to point to? I don't think it has to be brought up, say, something as a post about some 25 years of this way of their body expressing and so forth. And also their willingness, well, I guess the willingness comes with all actually one the relationship. But doesn't it, the brought up aspect? Is it only through counseling and so forth that you really get to like share how you know things or how you're used
right. So when you would bring in
yeah, we're talking because I think you were talking more ways in people that one way of how you try to stop the not necessarily stop, but how you try to change someone about. Let's say someone saying how you should go about doing something that and trying to learn and like you know someone.
Different persons have different early experiences. I know a child, she no wash plate area, pressure picnic. She not eat food area because she no wash every plate. I know this child. She'll buy banana chips and me literally live on snacks. She got married. She know not cooking business with her. Of course, they're divorced now. But remember this, her situation wasn't caused because she's lazy. There was more than one child in the house. And there were unfair treatment. Some, like 2 sets of family, and your child get more pressure for the other one. And she just could not see it, fearing that she is not the one who must wash up the plate all the time. And then the rule was, if you eat outside, you have to wash. Don't you know about that? And it's not because she didn't want to wash, but she was unfairly treated. And she not feel like this. No, she married a husband who don't understand the past. But then she create that I just saw it is hard. You understand me? So now we talk about this, you know, that if you marry, you must marry a psychologist. Right? And when we talk about in that session, we talk about marrying a psychologist, is that your spouse must be able to assess what's going on with you and figure out what solution to bring to you. You worry about the bubblegum relationship and bubblegum marriages too. You know? We have a lot of different scenes, but it does say to you, it is important to start off dating, study dating, group dating, your courting, your counseling, and then you go through. You won't fix everything, but at least you give a better preview. Okay, let's wrap up with that.
No, I will ask some question. With like the color law. Okay, so let's say you never use YouTube. Let's say my wife never issue and so she never put the color law.
She never put color law.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, alright, what you know? Want to try out my mother recipe.
You want to share one of your mother recipe?
Yeah, color law.
With the color law? So you are saying to her, you know, put the color logo on. But you the tell her not.
I never tell her, say no good enough.
Or you tell her, say no good enough.
I'm going to try out my mother recipe, so I'm going to show you.
No, that's a better way.
Yeah, so I'm going to say to her, so I want to try my mother's recipe.
You want to show your mother's recipe?
Yeah, so I'm going to go call her over and can show her.
That's good.
So that would have.
That is compensating.
But question, I feel like that's in a very situation. Because that's what I was asking you earlier, it has a lot to do with how receptive the person is.
But okay, so we'll discuss that already in this session here, so.
Yeah.
If it is, we don't feel away, we're gonna find out in this session yourself. And if you can't take correction and do something like that, me don't know about it for yourself. Me more.
No, but can you do his mother's recipe?
You can do it, right? You can do it.
We don't call him the mother.
Yeah, but because you don't want to divulge the what deficiency.
Yes, right.
But she is gonna know say, and you know to say my mother's recipe.
Aye.
You say that. You know, let's see, okay, no, maybe see we can do something together. The only thing is how best you can make it feel comfortable and the person don't feel rejected or they can't know. The bottom line is how to soften the correction. Remember the people, we're all defected, damaged beings. We have good and bad habits, black and red wire. But we are a light and everybody will fit. But the bottom line is this. What can I do to help you to be better? I don't need to come to reconnect you and remake you. You already what you are. If you don't good enough, they can reward somebody, you don't shout out somebody, or you get shocked out and blow the ball.
And it's okay to leave it alone, you know, right. So I have to leave the bad habits and you have to leave it mine.
Everything is a risk. We don't know things will pan out, but you will do your best to make it the best it can. I can tell you this, right? One, listen to me. Some things take time, and time takes care of some things. All right? You can never talk about all of this will be a solution. The bottom line is if we have some best practices, it helps. But to go in it and nothing, it's not good. Don't talk about no, when I get to the bridge, I'll cross it. No. Get this I'm with you. When you get up there. When you get up there, prepare yourself to go up there. Can you want to plank with you? So you might not need it, but at least prepare. So at least have something, Rashana. The bottom line is that at the end of the day, we're not telling you unnecessary phone about youngsters below you.
Yes.
It is hard to see people damage because of relationship and we still not can do not about it for them. They're not going to a relationship for her, they say, they're not doing no scenario themselves. And we sit on the gloat and say, me tell her not to go in that and that and that. At the end of the day, people make some bad mistakes, understand me?
Couples that are older, I think it work more like at age 50 or so.
But I can say to you, in the book it states this, right? The longer you take to get married is the longer you stay married.
I think you're more human that says, really.
Everybody, the longer you take to get married, the longer you stay married. You have the amount of years experience.
Yes.
You want to get married? Yeah, they don't get married. One of the examples, let me go back there too.
Pastor, I didn't hear the last part of your word.
Oh, sorry. The longer you take to get married, the longer you stay married.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying here that over the years of building experiences, it does add a lot to when you decide to make up your mind, say you want to do something. And here's what I'm using as in our session. All of the privilege is what we do in our session. So now, you would have gone to school and would have read many storybooks, Ansel and Gretel, all the rest, all right? And usually, I'm going to say that there's 21 chapters in the book. That's for argument's sake. So these are the 20 chapters. And when you read the storybooks in school, all these are a problem. And just when you're dead, the last chapter says they live up and live after. Just before they end it. I'm saying, like I said on my session, I want us to flip the script. Let these be the days of the problem. And let the chapter right here becomes, and then live happily ever.
Okay.
Please note, you sit down and watch your movie for almost 1 hour or 2 hours. For the whole of the movie, all the parts of stuff, a problem. Till the movie come to an end right there. And I don't want to say the movie ended, you know. So you can just fast forward to the top. So I'm just saying that relationships don't have to go like the storybooks and ones. You can say this is my rough patch, but let us start this one with and then live happily ever after. Why must we believe that it must go wrong and crash? You know, Africa crash line.
People like drama.
Hmm?
People like drama.
I'm just saying, you know, why can't we do better? Like, let's make a fresh psychological start in our relationships. And in examples now, sometimes it is good now to go to the real person, see what's where they can knock out and make conclusion.
But we don't even understand much about it.
The church do that one way.
You're going to the church and you're 18. Me come sick Kyle now and because me and Kyle look at each other like 2 times across the church and you say, oh, go ahead and embark. I'm so you don't understand. So you don't even know how to deal with what comes at you. So it shows you about things like what you mean.
Yeah. I can tell you this. You see, Jesus spoke for marriage and he spoke for singleness. The church only pushed one side of it. I am telling you people, my earth is to see people damaged by each other when they not intend to do. It just come like that and then no help and just end up damaging each other. You know, fear to you know, fear. You know, I have taken a stance because of one experience I went through. For 4 years I decided I'm not going to, and when I did start over, I said no, this is not going to be like the rest. And so if you think about what I am and how me come and turn up, because of something one pastor said to me, say, I don't feel a problem. When I me look down and say, do you? In the book, you know, when you read it, you say, you should not enter this unadvisedly. I mean, never advise them once. And they say, you should not enter it unadvisedly. Am I not part of your problem then? And then you're going to say to me, it's not your problem. Your job was just to marry them and they married after their problem. No. I took it hard. Let me say, it took me hard. And at that time, you know, I went and I started to research. I started to research divorce cases and so on. How many marriages in Christianity went down, how much, you know. I started to do a whole bunch of researches and so on. And then we started to discover all of these kind of disciplines, and that's how we decided I'm going to get people involved inside of what they do and so on. And you know, we talk to different practitioners and they say they'll party with me in a whole thing. And you know, if we discover one situation, I just refer them. Some of them come here and do the cases, or some of them people go to their house. And I find that it's a good thing, it's a filtering system, and at the end you come right back to me. And I find that the filtration is good. Some persons never make it to come around. I mean, never say, thank God, they never make it, but thank God, they recognize it. Understand me? People, you're good people, but some people not so good for each other. So I'm saying to you know, for your youngsters and those below you, your friends and so on, talk with them. You understand me? Encourage them the best you can, but talk to them. At the end of the day, people, God would not want us to be together to destroy each other. And do not say the devil caused it. Just sing the plane. I never problem with this is space facts. Yeah. Good help. I think would help. One of the questions I have, I'm wrapping up here. One of the questions you know, I ask, you know, the session, you know, is why you choose to get married now? Why you choose to get married now? Give me an answer, it was so solid.
Wow.
What they described to me. Christmas, I would say that we know nothing more before right and not except marriage. All of those things.
Like if you have two people not in Facebook, they're not married. And your session is like, they never need competition with the and you get to know.